Hey everybody, Motorboy 59 here. It is November 11th, Veterans Day, and I like Veterans Day. I'm not a vet, I never served. It's not something I have any regrets about. I was in a different place when I got out of high school and made the decision to just go to work. Perhaps I should have gone in the military. Maybe it would have instilled a better sense of discipline in me when I was young. But I don't know. I had some friends who graduated when I did and before I did around that time, and a lot of them didn't have much discipline when they got home either. So I don't know. Who knows? I guess it just wasn't my destiny. But I respect veterans. I appreciate veterans. I worked for the railroad for 40 years and we didn't get Veterans Day off, which was fine with me because I wasn't a veteran. I didn't think I was entitled to have it off. But I've always thought that companies should give veterans Veterans Day off. There should be a law. There really should. I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be humorous or lighthearted. There should be a law that veterans get Veterans Day off. They made that sacrifice, even if they didn't have to go into combat. When you join the military, that's a big sacrifice. That's a big part of your life that you are going to dedicate to the military, whether you just serve 4 years or whether you decide to make it a career. It's a big sacrifice, and I think vets should be. I'm not going to say rewarded because I don't think it's a reward, but they should be recognized for their sacrifice by getting that day off. Hey, let's write some letters. I never really thought about doing that before. I'm gonna. You should too. In 2019, I had just retired. My dad, who had retired in 2005 but still worked kind of for his old boss, my dad was a general manager of an oil tool company for a long time. And the guy who owned that company is a very good friend of my dad's, and he and I have become very good friends over the years. His name's Jim Calancini, and he owns a company called Downhole Stabilization here in Bakersfield. It's an oil tool company. He has a few people that work for him that are veterans, and Jim is a big buff and has restored four World War II era vehicles. He has a command car, a Jeep, a half track, and what's called a Weasel, a Studebaker Weasel. And in 2019, on Veterans Day, I didn't even realize that that was Veterans Day because after I retired, and to this day, most of the time, honestly, I don't know what day of the week it is. I just went down and had coffee like I usually do and saw the signs. It's like, oh, it's Veterans Day. I'll stick around and watch a parade. And I knew Jim had those vehicles, so I called him up, said, hey, you going to drive your stuff in the parade? He said, well, why don't you come on over and drive one for us? So I went over there and I got to drive the Weasel, and it was really good. And the parade in 2019, I hadn't been to a Veterans Day parade in about, gosh, 10 years, maybe longer than that, because I always had to work. And I was just heartened by the size of the crowd that was there. And the same thing happened today. Jim called me a few days ago and said, hey, we're going to meet at the shop at such time, and we'll drive the Weasel again. Okay. And I am so heartened, as I said, by Bakersfield's response, the city of Bakersfield's response to Veterans Day, and the outpouring of support from the city in general, from its residents, and from the businesses that get involved in all of this. And the city essentially shuts downtown down. The crowd was enormous. The entire parade route was stuffed with people. I shot some video. I'm going to put that video together. I'll get that edited and I'll put it up. I'm going to put it up on my main channel, but I'll put it up on this channel too. And I didn't get a lot of footage because I was busy. One of the other things that I thought about today while I was there talking to these veterans, there were World War II veterans, they're Korean War veterans, and some of these World War II veterans are in their 90s and they're still there. A couple of them had to be actually physically lifted up and set in the Jeep. They couldn't get in the other vehicles because they're too hard to get into and out of. And I thought that was so cool that we went to those links. And one of the things that I thought about though while I was doing all this is how the liberals today are starting to get the American mindset back into the funk that it was in where the military is concerned during the Vietnam War and in the years following the Vietnam War, probably the decade after that, before uh, America started actually treating Vietnam veterans like the heroes that they were, like the men who made those sacrifices before they finally got the recognition they so long deserved. And it made me think of people like Barack Obama, who disparaged our military at every turn. And it would sicken me when I would see him doing some press photo op thing on Veterans Day or anything that had to do with the military because he disrespected them at every turn. He essentially blamed the military, the American military machine, for all the problems that existed in the world today. And we were imperialists and we were bullies and we owed the world all this after we bailed the free world out twice. Our military bailed out the free world twice in the 20th century. It sickened me. It made my stomach turn when I would see him pretend to support the military. And it was disgusting. Kind of getting off track. But that mindset is starting to be, I'm not going to say it's prevailing, but it is starting to become a thing again. And we need to do more to stop that. This generation that is coming up right now, they don't understand what the United States of America has been through and how its military has been the one force that has kept us free and the one force that has kept us from being attacked and invaded since the War of 1812. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it's like to have your country bombed. I don't know. And neither does anyone else in the United States who's alive today. Our country has never been attacked by a foreign military. We had the 9/11 attacks. We've had radical idiots in America, Timothy McVeigh blowing up the federal building in Oklahoma City. But we have never been invaded. We have never had a military force invade us and destroy our cities and kill hundreds of thousands or millions of our civilians who aren't even involved in it. That's never happened. And it's because our military is the powerful entity it is. And every person, man or woman, who has ever served in the military should be recognized for being a part of that. That's how I feel about it. I think they should be recognized. I think, as I said, they should be given that day off. Our veterans should be given Veterans Day off, and they need to be recognized for the sacrifices that they have made in the name of American freedom, the sacrifices that they've made so these cream puffs and snowflakes can run around crying bully, bully, bully. I don't know. What do you think? You agree with me? You think we're bullies? You think America is imperialistic because it's military? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motopoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. See you all later.